Hello, it's Bailey and welcome back to my channel and welcome to my Squash That Series 24 and 48 round vlog. Did my neighbor just whip out a saw right now? I need to film this right now. Okay, but it is like 5:36 p.m. and the readathon starts at 6 o'clock, and so I need to tell you what my plans are because once the time starts I need to just go. If you're not familiar with the 24 and 48, basically what that means is I am attempting to read for a total of 24 hours within the next 48-hour period. This is running Friday, September 8th through Sunday, September 10th at 6 p.m. respectively. I had mentioned in the announcement video, if anybody wanted like a focus to focus on for this round, all sequels are always welcome, but if you wanted something specific to focus on or to like lead you towards a TBR, I had mentioned trying to binge one series or working on series that you haven't made any progress on for a while. And so my personal plan, I haven't actually talked about my TBR for this at all in videos, I don't think. I've only mentioned it in the Discord, but my personal plan is the Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver. There are currently 4 books out in the series, with a 5th getting released fairly soon, I think, like by the end of the year here for sure. And all I know is that these are like small town cowboy romances, so giddy up, it's time for Squash That Series. I was eating wings and so my mouth looks like it's on fire. Oh well. I don't know the tropes of all the books because I don't want to go through and like read the synopsises and like spoil myself or anything, but I do know that the first one is kind of a forced proximity, a little bit forbidden relationship. I believe our main male character is like a famous bull rider and maybe somebody who he's involved with like business-wise in that world. Basically the daughter of somebody else is assigned to kind of oversee him to like clean up his image or just like make sure he's behaving. And so I believe it's gonna be like a forced proximity cowboy situation. So that's gonna be a good fun time. I'm actually really excited to read this series, but I'm reading all of those physically, or I guess the ebooks. These are all on Kindle Unlimited, which is fantastic. But for audiobooks, because I'm gonna need those because I'm not gonna be able to use my eyes the entire time, while I would like to as much as I can, I will also be starting by listening to Finlay Donovan Knocks 'Em Dead. Is that the title? The blue one, the second one. And if I end up through that audiobook, I will most likely be picking up my next installment in the A Series of Unfortunate Events series on audiobook. So those are kind of my plans going into this. I'm kind of working it into like 3-hour increments, so each 3 hours I complete is going to feel satisfying. And yeah, that's the plan. I'm kind of scared going into this, so wish me the best of luck. Okay, I'm like 10 minutes from my 3 hours and we're like 3.5 hours into the readathon. I am getting very tired, but someone else is not, so I am up still reading on my Kindle here.
My horizons are rising up to see. I'm finding out just fine who I am. I'm looking out of my own desert home, checking all those creatures passing by.
Good morning. I did sleep a little bit, like just a little bit more than I intended to. I was gonna say wanted to, but I want to sleep a lot. But the readathon is going spectacular so far. Nobody has hit 9 hours yet, but we have quite a few people in the 6-hour easy category and 6-hour hard category, so people are pushing through here. I myself, technically I have earned the 6-hour easy, but I'm playing the hard round, so I am at about 4 hours total. I listened to about an hour and 20 minutes of the Finlay Donovan audiobook, as well as I'm about halfway through that first Chestnut Spring series. I am happy to say that the writing style in that I think is conducive to me reading a lot of it this weekend, considering I'm going to read multiple books in that series, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It's quick, it's fun, it's exactly what I think I needed to be able to actually do this challenge. But right now I forgot to give my mom something for Mabel, and also she said that she's gonna take Mabel to go see my sister and her daughter today, and I have something I need to give my sister. So I'm actually going to quick get Betty ready while I listen to my audiobook. While I feed her, I will read my ebook, and then I'm going to pack up and run to my mom's. I'll listen to my audiobook while I do that. And so that's kind of where I'm going this morning. At 9 I'm doing sprints again, so right now it's like just after 7. So I'm gonna do some productive things while reading and then really hunker back down for the entire day.
Hey, back to your heart widens all the time. It's the first soft light of the shy desert morning that reminds my blood to come alive. Don't take me downtown with these worn out shoes. There's no place for my bag, I'm heading out. I don't need no news, there ain't no use for that where I'm going. And as the way back to your heart, it widens all the time. It's the first soft light of the shy desert morning that reminds my blood to come alive. Don't take me downtown.
Okay, hello. We are now like 19 and a half hours in to the readathon, and I've read for like just at 10 hours, but I did at the end of my last reading sprint, so like an hour and a half ago, I did some things. Since then I've been running around listening to my audiobook, but I did finish Flawless by Elsie Silver, and I'm happy to report that I'm giving it 4.5 stars. I did really enjoy it. I do use the CAWPILE rating system, which basically, if you're not familiar with that, you rate different aspects of a book to get like an average, and it calculates a star rating for you. And so within that, I did rate the writing a little lower, as well as the atmosphere, because to be honest, with these being cowboy romances, it didn't feel like, I didn't feel immersed in the cowboy lifestyle, or this main male character was a bull rider, so I didn't feel like super immersed into the world of that, but I got the vibe a little bit. So those were the categories I rated it a little lower, and is why it's getting a 4.5 instead of a full 5. But I had a really fun time reading them, so I am excited to continue the series. This is basically all to just say that they're super fun, but maybe not the most well crafted, if you know what I mean. I'm really excited for the next one though, because this one had the tropes of like forced proximity, as well as it had kind of the like touch her and I'll kill you vibe. So it was a very like possessive situation, so I'm not sure if that's going to be a theme throughout them, but this was forced proximity. The next one's going to be single dad, and I believe it's a like nanny situation. Don't call me on it, I'm not there yet, but 4.5 stars, that's amazing. As well as I'm about 2/3 of the way through Finley Donovan Knocks Them Dead. I just don't feel invested in this. It's like a fun time and an easy thing to listen to, but I know that other people have said that they enjoy the series less as it goes on, just because it feels redundant. Like every book is the same thing, it's the same villains, it's the same, like we're not really moving on to anything else. And I do kind of feel that in this, but it's a nice easy distraction and easy thing for me to listen to while I have to take breaks with my eyeballs. So I'm having a really good time so far. I'm doing very well. I am over, you know, I've read for over half the hours that we are into this, which is a good thing considering the goal is to read for half of the hours. So right now this afternoon it is like 1:30. I'm doing more sprints at 4 p.m. so I think right now what I'm gonna do is actually relax. I just did like my chores and stuff I had to do for the day while listening to my audiobook, so I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and get in the bath and read in there for a little bit before I go back live later today. Hi. My brain feels like mush at this point. I did just hit 15 hours done. How far are we into the readathon? 26 hours in, and I'm 15 hours done. that's not bad, but we're approaching sleep here. I did finish the audiobook of Finlay Donovan Knocks 'Em Dead. I gave it 2.5 stars. Overall, I think it fits with the first book, but I also just am not really vibing with it that much anymore. I didn't think the mystery in this was as interesting. Like, it's kind of just, it's all so far-fetched. I do think the writing style is fun, but it's not like that well crafted, if you know what I mean. And so I did have the next book of that also on deck on audiobook, but I don't think I want to go straight into it. So I also just checked out The Grim Grotto by Lemony Snicket. That's the next book I have in the series of Unfortunate Events series. So I think I'm gonna listen to that first. I did start it, and the narrator does have like an accent, which is generally pretty hard for me to focus on. So I'll probably be listening to it very slow, and it's gonna take quite a bit of my attention, considering it's just like a middle grade, if not children's series. So that's what I'm going to work on. I also did check out the next book in the Will Trent series by Karen Slaughter that I've been working through. So that is also an audiobook option for me if I really don't vibe with the audiobook for a series of Unfortunate Events. But other than that, I am just over halfway through Heartless, is that what this one is called? And I'm really enjoying that. I think I am liking this one even better than the first so far. Like I said, this is a single dad, like that's the trope of this. I think the setting of this is a lot more my speed, because it is set, like she is becoming his nanny for his son, and so a lot of this is just set like in a home setting or like on the ranch, rather than the first book. They were doing quite a bit of traveling because the hero in the first book is essentially like a famous rodeo person, but this guy is pretty grounded with his family. So yeah, that's what's going on there. I am enjoying the books I'm reading with my eyes, at least. Finlay was okay, like 2.5, that's middle of the road for me, but the Chestnut Spring series, I'm having a good time, but I'm sleepy. We'll see how much I can get done tonight. I'd like to get to at least 16 hours before I go to bed, and then depending on how my night goes, be at like 18 hours by the morning. So we'll see. This right here is how you know that shit is getting serious around here. Also my bath bun. Wow. We're just descending into chaos, less presentable me coming to you, but I have the most exciting news in the world. Firstly, I am like right at 20 hours complete right now. It is about 9:30 a.m. so I have plenty of time to get 4 more hours in. How much math? 9. I have like 8.5 hours left of the readathon, and I only need 4 more. So we've got this. I'm definitely gonna complete this challenge, but I did just in the bath finish Heartless by Elsie Silver, book 2 in the Chestnut Spring series, and I'm giving it 5 stars. And the big news is that this is actually, based on my CAWPILE rating, my favorite book of the year so far. I have felt scared because I've been reading so much romance that it all starts to feel a little bit more like blah, so I wasn't sure I was gonna have like any really good 5-star romances this year, and this just makes me so happy. I loved it so much. Like I said, it is single dad, and it's between him and the nanny he hires. I will say that in this series, both of the books so far have been a little bit of an age gap. In this one, the girl was 25 and the man was 38. And I feel like he really harped on about how young she was, but like 25 is not that young. It's not like she's 18, you know what I mean? And he's always like, she's so young, she's too young for me. But it is what it is. I was really into it. I feel like I don't have the time to like articulate and really give full thoughts right now, but just know I have a new favorite book of the year so far. Now I am about to start the 3rd book, which is called Powerless, and this one I believe is actually a hockey romance. There's like a random dude in this town and like friend group, family group, that instead of being a cowboy is a hockey player, and I think that's who this next book follows. I am not sure of the tropes yet, but I'll be back to tell you when I know. I also am locked in on the audiobook of The Grim Grotto by Lemony Snicket, so I'm doing a series of Unfortunate Events. I don't have much left in that, but it's just like not a long thing. I just realized I think I've been talking really fast in this clip, so if none of this made sense, too bad. See you soon. Bye. I finished Wow. Okay, so I finished at like 2:15, so I finished 3 hours and 45 minutes before the end of the readathon. The hours. I am complete mush right now. I want to like be happy, energetic, and celebrating this, but I'm really just like, thank God it's over. Overall, this was a really good experience for me. I don't think that this is going to be a normal occurrence for me. I would not be attempting this again anytime soon, but I would try to get in the future. The only reason I was able to do this weekend is because my mom took my toddler and my husband watched our baby. I had no responsibilities this weekend, and I cannot express enough how grateful I am to them for that. This was a big break for me before I go back to work tomorrow after an 8-week maternity leave. So I'm so grateful for the time to like do my reading and spend time with my friends this weekend. It means the world to me, and it also means the world to me how much you guys always invest in this readathon and really show up for me in this. I always feel like this readathon, Kayla and I were texting and I said, Squash That series is sacred. Like, it just feels so special to me, and it wouldn't feel that way without all of you doing it along with us. So I appreciate that so much. My final thoughts for my books. I did finish the audiobook of The Grim Grotto. I'm giving that 2.5 stars. I think overall that series, it does fall into that middle grade thing where it's very formulaic. A lot of the same things happen. This one was just kind of middle of the road for me. I do tend to notice more of the problematic things when I physically read them, and this is the second audiobook I've attempted, but the first audiobook that I've completed. The last time I tried to listen to the audiobook of one, I switched over back to the physical, so that could be affecting my thoughts as well, but I gave that one 2.5 stars. And then I am like 40% of the way through Powerless by Elsie Silver, and of course I have high hopes for that after giving the last one 5 stars, but I don't think that this one will land quite as high as that other one. This one is a Friends to Lovers, but it also has a little bit more of like a sad tone to it, which isn't what's gonna make me like it less. It's just a little bit of a different vibe there, and so I obviously will be continuing that and continuing with the rest of the series after I take a breather for a day or so. I do have my Kindle Unlimited subscription now through whatever day I started it. Thursday I think I checked out with it, so I'll have it for a month and try to read some more things on Kindle Unlimited while it is available to me and I purchased it. And so that is a wrap. If you missed it, I have been giving teasers for the January round of Squash That series through this whole readathon in the Discord, so please, I will link the Discord down below. You can go back and look at them, but that is going to be a huge round of Squash That series starting in January, and I will be putting a full announcement video out for that readathon plenty in advance. If you've seen the teasers, you know why. It's a big thing to commit to and to try to host, so I will probably post an announcement for that round in like November, so look forward to that. Thank you so much for spending some time with me this weekend, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.